RoboHelp 9, a real XML editor. Let's use a sample project that's provided out of the box with a RoboHelp 9 to show you how RoboHelp 9 edits XML files. So let's click on File, Open. Look to the left-hand side of the dialog box where it says My RoboHelp Projects, RoboHelp 9. These sample projects are provided out of the box when you install RoboHelp. Let's go into Sales Builder, Sales Builder Projects, scroll down and open up the XPJ file. This is the project file. When we do that, RoboHelp will open up all of the source files required to build your help system. That will only take a second. What we're going to do is we're going to actually go in and take a look at some of these XHTML files. So I'm going to go into Author Information Read First, and there's a XHTML file called About. Let's just double click and take a look at that. FrameMaker is going to display and show you what it looks like. We can actually make edited changes here if we wanted to. We can also take a look at the source view. So this is the XHTML source view. So let's click on that. What you'll see is the actual source behind the file that we just saw. And as you can see at the very top, there's the XML declaration, what version number it is, the type of encoding that's in place, also the doc type, the highest level element, and also the public location of the DTD in which our XML is being validated against. We use the XHTML standard, so you can really open it up with any valid XML editor and make edited changes and be able to round trip it back into RoboHelp. You can also customize XML, but if you choose to do any kind of customization, it really is good form to provide the schema or the DTD to be able to validate that so other XML editors could edit your content. So if you decide to customize your XML content, you really should provide the schema or the DTD. We use a standard so everyone can get it right out of the box. So you'll see the element names, attribute values that are provided also, and go back to design view. Now what I want to do is I want to actually open up this particular file, the about file, in FrameMaker, which is again another XML editor. FrameMaker supports standards like XDocBook, XHTML, Ditter 1, Ditter 1.2, and also we also support any custom DTD that you choose to create. So as long as we have the DTD or schema, we can support that also. Some companies create schemas and don't publish them, so you can't edit it with some other editor. That's kind of bad form. What we're going to do is we're going to click on File, Open, and I want to navigate to where the file that I was using is. So basically I'm in My Documents, My RoboHelp Projects, Adobe RoboHelp 9, Samples, Sales Builder, Sales Builder Project, Author Information First, and you'll see About, RoboHelp 9 HTML. So I'll open that file up. That's the one that we were looking at in RoboHelp. I'm going to make a change in FrameMaker and let's see it get reflected back into RoboHelp. We can make a change in RoboHelp and it would reflect back into FrameMaker. Finally, what we're going to do is we're going to make changes in Altover XML Spy, which is a XML editor that people like to use. It has some nice features. I like to use it. And we're going to take a look at this file in Notepad++. So here is the XHTML file viewed in FrameMaker. It's the full file, includes the whole template, the whole table. So what you'll see here is I can make a change. So it says Adobe RoboHelp 9. I'm going to say let's talk about RoboHelp 9. I'm going to save this particular file. You'll notice we have element names wrapped around, so we have the nice view that's element boundaries. It's a new element boundary view. You'll notice on the left hand side we have a minus sign. I could click on that and collapse the view, so no longer do you have to use just the structured view to see the structure behind your documents. You can actually collapse these views. So that's really nice. I'll show you how we can turn that on for by default. Let's go back to our RoboHelp project, and you'll see where it says let's talk about Adobe RoboHelp 9. So I didn't have to do anything. RoboHelp actually knew that there was a change on the file system and reflected it back in our editor. So what I could do is I could actually change it back again if I wanted to. So I'm going to just delete it, and I'm going to save this particular file. I'll go back to FrameMaker, and within FrameMaker what I'm going to say is revert to save. So go back to the file system and reread this file. So FrameMaker is going to go out there. It's going to open up this. It's going to actually see the doc type. It knows which structured application definition to apply, knows what template to filter the XML content into. I'll show you where that where that template is. So what you can do is you can actually modify this template to look exactly like your FrameMaker template. So if you have current unstructured frame templates or structured frame templates or even XML templates, you can actually have this content look exactly like the way it would look in your source content. So basically what you can do is you can actually publish with FrameMaker using the XHTML also. So we can go back and forth. It really doesn't make a difference. So you notice there's been the change here. Let's go take a look at the source using we'll use Altover or XML Spy, and in this particular case we're going to just open it up. I have it already preloaded, so just so you see that there's nothing up my sleeve, I'm going to close this out and I'm going to open it up, and let's go look at the file system. We have my documents, my RoboHelp projects, Adobe RoboHelp 9, samples, sales builder project, author info, read first. Let's go to the about RoboHelp 9. What we'll see is the HTML view. This is the same view that we had in RoboHelp. The only difference is I can't edit in this view. If I go to the text view, you'll see the source itself. I could make a change here if I wanted to. Let's talk about Adobe RoboHelp 9. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this file. I'll close it. I'll go back, and you'll see where it says let's talk about Adobe RoboHelp 9. So it really doesn't make a difference where you edit these XHTML files. You can edit it with RoboHelp 9 because it's a full XML editor of XHTML files. You could do it with FrameMaker, which again is another XML editor. So let's read this. So I'm going to do revert to save. Read the file system. You'll notice that we'll read these particular changes that were made in XML Spy, and you'll see it displayed. We can print this out. Frame is an excellent publishing solution, so we could modify the existing templates there that exist for XHTML XML applications within FrameMaker to reflect exactly your application, your template look and feel. So that's not a problem. So I just wanted to put to bed, there was this hanging question, is RoboHelp a real XML editor? As you can see, that is definitely the case. Let's take a look at some of the things that we may want to change. If you do want to round trip FrameMaker and RoboHelp, there are a couple of files that I've made some additions to, so I definitely want to show you that there is absolutely nothing up my sleeve. So what we can do is we can go into the little subdirectory here. I made some shortcuts, and here's a shortcut to a application area where FrameMaker is. So basically, if you take a look where it says Program Files, Adobe FrameMaker 10, Structured XML, XHTML, that's the path. You'll see App, and these are the files that are used by FrameMaker to round trip XHTML. Some of the changes that I made was I made a change in the rules file. So let me take a look, and I will make this available on my blog, so you don't have to make these edited changes, but I did want to explain them. I'll open it up with Notepad++. Here's the rules file. One of the changes that I made, well actually the only change I made here was the call out to the DTD. By default, FrameMaker validates against the DTD on the file system. Not a problem. Frame is really flexible, so you can do pretty much anything that you want. So basically what I did was I just told it to validate against a public definition of the XHTML standard. So I made that change, and basically what happens is when FrameMaker opens and closes the XHTML file, it validates against that, and it will place that in the header. So I did make that a change, and I wanted to show you that. Other things that I've done was the template itself. If we were to open up this particular template in FrameMaker, to be able to give you the view where these we have the element bubbles showing, and I also took away markers, text markers. So to do those two things, this is what I did. I clicked on File, Open, and let's navigate to where FrameMaker keeps its templates and other files required for round tripping, XML and FrameMaker. So I've gone to C, Program Files, Adobe, Adobe FrameMaker 10, Structure, XML, XHTML, App, and here's the template file. Let's open it up. Basically, these are the two things that I did. I clicked on View and selected element boundaries as tags. That gave us the bubble view. By default, you don't have that bubble view. And the other thing that I did was I shut off the text symbols. Sometimes when you're editing, you like to see where a CAD return is, but just for the sake of demoing, and you don't really need it, I shut those things off. So if you do want to mimic the exact look and feel, you'd want to turn those on, but I'll leave that there. And also, what you can do is, if you wanted to, you could do a file, import, formats, and actually use an existing unstructured or structured template that you may have, or even just a sample document, and import all of it. I'll go back, would make this document look exactly like your current unstructured or structured files. So you could import master pages, paragraph tags, character tag, definitions. We can also export this EDD, the EDD layer, the layer that gives her the formatting callout within FrameMaker. We could do an export of that EDD, and if we wanted to export that EDD, what we could do also is map your existing paragraph tags within the EDD. So it would require probably about 15 minutes or maybe even a half hour max of somebody who is familiar with course EDDs to be able to call out. I'll go back to set to be able to mimic exact course formatting for your existing templates also. So you can absolutely edit the XHTML in FrameMaker and you can get the default template, or you can modify it and have it exactly your template. One of the things that I did want to note, I was talking to John Daigle yesterday, and he told me something I found very interesting. He told me that RoboHelp was doing topic-based authoring before it was cool. So I thought that was fairly interesting, and it's true. Has been chunking up content and allowing the editors to edit in chunks from almost the very beginning, way before Ditter was even conceived. So RoboHelp 9, it is a complete XHTML XML editor, and it's been chunking before it's been cool.